Combat Fury just had a huge new update in Unreal Engine 5.5. We're going to look at everything from the game animation sample integration to the new features, and I'll talk about how I plan to use this for my Deadpool project at the end. All I ask is that you hit that like button and let's get into it. All right, so assuming that you already have Combat Fury and you already have it installed or downloaded, in your vault, in your library, what you would need to do is search for it. So let's search for Combat Fury here. And then all you would need to do is just click on this arrow button down here and remove from local content. Once you've done that, you'll remove the data and then we can create a new project, and you'd want to do this in 5.5 if you want to use the new update. You'll need to download Unreal Engine 5.5 if you haven't already, and then once you've done all of that, we can then create a new project. Okay, so when you open up the project for the first time, you'll be greeted with this. It's going to ask us to grab the items. So this is a new feature. We can go up to an item. It displays the E for interact, and it looks pretty good as well. I really like the interaction widget over here. And we can press E, and that'll give us our health. It does a sound effect. Then we can grab the weapon too. And making new weapons is so easy now. I can actually show you real quick. So to make a new weapon, what we need to do is, let's go to Combat Fury and content browser, search for data. Don't search for data. We need to find the weapon state, and there's a lot of data here, especially with all of the game animation sample, pulse search database and stuff like that. So instead of searching for data, search for weapon, and we'll find DT_weapon state for data table. We can open this up, and then for example, we can literally just duplicate this sword over here, and we need to change the name, but I'm just gonna copy this name, and just to make sure that we know we're actually changing, I'll grab a Vive controller mesh. Okay, we need to do everything else. So we need to change the grip socket, the holster socket. Just to show you how easy it is to change, we can just duplicate this BP_weapon over here, which we can probably find in the content browser somewhere. ECB components, blueprints, and we can find it right here. BP_weapon. And then with this, we can go to details, and if we go to stored weapon, you can see that we have the weapon name here, which is sword. We can paste our new weapon here, which by the way, you can like name it whatever you want, katana for example. And then all we need to do is just move this a little bit so it refreshes the data, and we can press play. As you can see, we have a Vive controller here. We can pick it up and it will go on our back, and then we can hold this and beat people up with a Vive controller. All right, so I just made a platform over here, and what we can do is, if we go to world settings real quick and then go to selected game modes, and then for the default pawn class, we can just browse to the assets so we can find all of these characters over here. We have our sandbox character, which is us. We have the companion, which is our friend, obviously, as it says, and we have enemies. So I'm just gonna quickly grab our companion over here, put him into the world. When we press play here, you can see that we have this companion. He can follow us, he can actually fight with us, and he can actually climb, which this really did blow my mind a little bit. That is so sick, dude. He can like climb platforms. But yeah, we have the companion. We also do have enemies too, which can do the exact same thing. So I'll just put a enemy on the field over here, and as you can see, he also has like a life bar, and he's got a stagger bar too. Super cool. So yeah, I'll just let them fight for a second. Okay, so the enemy can actually follow us and do the traversals as well. So he'll climb up here eventually. There we go. Attack us. But we can do this brand new parry, which looks absolutely amazing. So we can parry attacks and like do a finisher. So yeah, one thing that I do want to check out real quick is the collision. So if we look at collision here, we have a new collision here called lock on, and we have projectiles all set up for us in this project. We have this new component here called AI perception stimuli source. Never seen it before, to be honest. In terms of the event graph, it doesn't look like there's been too much changes here. Dodge input here, this is definitely something that's been added. And speaking of the dodge as well, that's actually pretty cool to mention. So if we look at the roll here, if you guys used to watch any of my like videos on integrating Combat Fury to game animation sample, I would always tell you that the roll wouldn't work very well. It always looked really bad. That is now fixed. So now we can actually roll. It looks pretty good too. Like, it doesn't look broken or anything like that. If we quickly look at the combat graph, he's added everything into one place, which is great. I love it. He used to have it in different graphs. He used to have like combo graph, the movement graph, dodge graph, lock on graph, everything like that. Having it all in one place is much better for me. He's using enhanced inputs now, which is really good. I love that. All of these ones over here, I'll probably have to set up myself too, which is fine. The most important ones here, like heavy attack, light attacks, and dodging, these all have enhanced inputs, which is great. So this is gonna make adding story framework even easier now because we have all of these enhanced inputs. Okay, if we quickly just open up the sandbox character blueprint, animation blueprint, and just check this out, we go to the event graph. Nothing has changed here. If we go to the animation graph, okay, this is what's been added, and this is great. So this is where we will be able to add all of our idle poses for all of our poses. Basically, we have the sword pose here. We can have like an axe pose. Just add it to the E_weapon state, and then we would be able to like right click here and add another pin. So we have another pin for other here, for example. And then we can have our idle pose. So this is the pose that if we press play real quick, grab our weapon. As you can see, he's got, you know, his hand isn't holding anything, and then as soon as we grab the weapon, he's gonna have this idle pose over here. Really cool. I love it. I think this looks absolutely great, and I just love that it's here. So no more going to animation layers and creating an overlay and then adding the overlay over here and then messing around with that. We can literally just add an idle pose right here, and yeah, that's just absolutely amazing. This new update is absolutely insane. I love that we have like companions now. It's just so easy to set up everything too now. So what I plan to do with this is I'm going to try to migrate this into my Deadpool project. But yeah, for the next couple of days and weeks and whatnot, maybe even months, I'm probably just going to be working on Combat Fury and just yeah, I'm going to be putting out as much content as I can on this. If you guys want to see something in particular for Combat Fury for the new update, let me know in the comments. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.